Hey, what's up everybody? 3D Theory here. Today is November 4th, 2024 at 11:12 a.m. and this is vlog number 66. It is 69.4 degrees Fahrenheit in a 3D printer room with a 34% humidity level. By the way, before we continue with today's vlog, we have 4 options for the next project we're going to be working on, and you guys can decide which project we're going to be working on next. If you guys are on your phone, go to the Posts tab. If you guys are on your PC, go to the Community tab, and you can simply just click on whichever one you guys want to see created next. There's already 16 votes in, so if you guys want to have your say in which project we do next, please make sure to head over there and choose one of these 4 here. I did release a short video announcing it, but I'm not sure if everyone watches the shorts, so I figured I'd mention it here on the long form video. And I will be closing the polls on Wednesday, and today is Monday. So by Wednesday, at the end of the day, that will wrap up the polls and I'll announce the winner on Thursday. All right, guys, well, it's been quite a hectic week, or hectic few weeks, but nonetheless, we have finished up all the extra units that I needed to make for the new batch of production. It's not quite as many units as we had before, but this time we just had to make 30 units, and I got that done and we're ready to go. Basically, now, because I just focused on pretty much 3D printing and assembling this entire time, I had no time to clean up. So in this video, I'm going to show you here in the tiny 3D print farm what we do after production. We're going to assemble some of those plates and latches. And by the way, if you're new to the channel, this is my tiny 3D print farm of 5 Bambu Lab A1 3D printers. And on them, I print latches and plates. These latches and plates that are printed out in PETG attach to a larger product, but we don't really get into the other part of the product because it's not 3D printed. But just to show you here, here's our batch of latches here. This is the left latch, and these Bambu Lab A1 3D printers really do a fantastic job. Let me see if I can get it to focus in on here. There you go. They do a really fantastic job, and this is gray PETG. Here's the right latches, and here are the plates. This is the left plate, and you'll see when I put them together what they're going to look like. But man, do the prints come out really clean. Never ceases to amaze me. Super nice. And we have the right plates. So we're going to take care of those today by putting them together. We also have a little batch over here because on the Bambu Lab A1 with the AMS light combo, and I put a top mount on it, I 3D printed it. These are for the near empty spools of filament. So when the filaments get so low on these machines where they can't finish a latch or plate on their own, I take them over here and I put them on this AMS light combo so that it starts printing, and once one finishes out, it does its auto refill function and switches out to a different near empty spool of filament and finishes off the print. And that is what you see there. By the way, if you guys are interested in 3D Theory PETG, it's available on my Etsy shop. Links in the description. We got both gray and black. Usually when I have more of a clean floor space, I can move my light around and get the right lighting wherever I am, but I can't really move it. So now you can actually see what my lighting setup is right there. But basically we're gonna clean up all this trash there, here, get this table in order. We usually have a table right here full of a bunch of 3D prints that are available for free on my Maker World, which is also linked in the description. We got thrones for your phone, we got tables, pen cups, characters, you name it. So if you guys are interested, the link is in the description below for my Maker World. After we bring this tiny 3D print farm back in order, I'm gonna go ahead and build out these plates and latches, and there's a small little process to it, nothing too crazy. But first things first, let's get these prints off the print bed. And there's something in particular I wanted to show you. I haven't pulled them off the print bed, particularly because of what you see over here. People always wonder why the prints stick so well to the PEI sheet. And a lot of people say, hey, why don't you just let it cool down? Well, that's been about 3 days. And as you can see, it's lifting the PEI sheet because it's so stuck on there. But nonetheless, let's get to it. By the way, I've been having a lot of coffee recently, so I switched over to a nice warm cup of green tea. That stuff is real healing right there. Very nice. All right, guys, let's go ahead and start with this one. This one's always the easiest one. Wow, I say that, and it was kind of difficult, but Nonetheless, it is always the easiest one to take off the PEI sheet. Looking fantastic, loving that print. And we'll just pop that back on, move on to the others. All right, guys, so I'm just gonna go ahead and peel these off just like that. There you have it. There is a left latch, and here is a right latch. There you go. And they look real nice. And someone had asked me why I print out the left latch always on number 1, the right latch always on number 2. And it's just easier for me to standardize. I know if there's an issue, let's say I print out a right latch and there's an issue, I'm not wondering which printer had the issue. I can go, hey, I always print out the right latch on printer number 2, therefore I'll go and diagnose printer number 2. But to be completely honest, everything's been printing out perfectly so far, so really impressed with these Bambu Lab A1 3D printers. All right, guys, so same thing with these. Just pop these off and we'll get these peeled off because they really stick on, and they even warp the PEI sheet because they're so stuck on there. And mind you, I do use 91% isopropyl alcohol after about every other print. I just wipe down the surface just to make sure some oils aren't on there. And I gotta thank the community for that, because when I was making these vlog videos in the beginning, they actually were giving me a heads up with how to clean these PEI sheets and maybe help with that stickiness. But nonetheless, it's looking fantastic, real nice, and we'll get to that one now. And we're pretty much out of room here. It's all the way to the top. All right, let's take a look at this one. Yeah, this one is nice and warped. It's really stuck on there. There you have it. It's coming off, but you can hear it. It's really stuck on there. Still stuck on there, guys. There you go. And looking fantastic. By the way, just to show you guys here, there are screw cap holes, 6 of them here. And what we do is we pop those out, throw in some springs in the latches and pop it into place. And I'll show you how we assemble these. All right, just gonna pop this back into place. All right, guys, next, I do wanna clear out all this trash, and we're gonna go get old Betsy. I think I called her old Betsy before. And here's old Betsy. It's a radial flyer wagon, but we don't really need it just yet. I still got to get all the trash in order. So I got a bunch of empty spools here that I'm going to throw in that bigger box because it'll just be easier to transport it over to the trash can. As a matter of fact, I have another empty big box, and I could just pop the spools back inside all these boxes and just pop them in and throw them away that way. All right, guys, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab one of these boxes. Just pop it in like that, and we are pretty much good to go there. And I don't suppose you guys want to watch me do this over and over again. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this off screen, and once it's done, we'll continue on with the video. All right, guys, so I got pretty much everything in these 2 boxes. I got these outer bags that cover the spools in here, but I like to reuse and recycle where I can. And this bubble wrap will definitely come in handy for when I ship things out. So definitely gonna keep those, as well as we got a bunch of desiccants over here. They're perfectly fine, perfectly good. So gonna keep those as well. And that about wraps it up. I'm probably gonna be able to just stack these boxes and hold that bag with me. So I'm not gonna take old Betsy here with me. And once that's done, we're gonna come back and start putting together some of these plates and latches. All right, guys, so we got everything in here pretty much back in order in the tiny 3D print farm. And now we're pretty much gonna just grab those plates and latches, throw them in these baskets here that I have labeled out, like left latch and right latch and so on and so forth. So then I can transport them over to where we're gonna be working. All right, guys, so I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the latches here. There you go, that's the left latch. Let's go ahead and do the right latch. And now I'll go ahead and do the plates. All right. Now for the right plates. And we can't forget the ones behind us, of course. We have these, as well as a few in the back. So this is a right plate, right latch, left plate, left latch, right latch, right plate, right latch, left plate. And we got some latches over here. We got a left, a right, a left, left, and a left. And here we have 2 left plates and 1 right plate. And we're ready to go and build these out. All right, so I pretty much just grab like with like. So left latch goes with the left plate, and I take it like that. And likewise, the right latch goes with the right plate. And I'll see you at the assembly station. All right, guys, so pretty much here's our assembly station. And you might see some other stuff over here, but we're pretty much just gonna be focusing on the first aspect of it, which is getting a plate. I made this tool and this jig here specifically for what we're gonna do over here. So this jig, we just pop it in like that. It can't go anywhere. And I created this nice big handle with a little flipped screw where I flattened it out so that I can pop out each one of these screw caps. So I just pop all of them out like that. And now you can see the screw caps are off and we can put our screws in one by one. And so I got to do these for all 30 units. And since we have 2, it's going to be 60, meaning a left and a right side. All right, guys, so that about wraps it up for that portion of the assembly process. We just have a bunch of trash here, so I'm going to throw that away. And then we're going to get to the next part of it, which is putting in the latches into the plates, and they're going to be spring loaded. All right, guys, so we do have our left latches and left plates here. By the way, this bin is available on my Maker World. This is what I use it for. I have my springs in there that I pop out right there, just a little bit at a time as needed. Then I grab a plate, grab a latch, and I just pop it in like that. Grab 3 springs, because I got holes for those springs right here. And I got a dough scraper, a specific one, so that I could put it in front of the springs there, push, and drop it into place. And that is ready to go. A perfectly good set of a left latch and a left plate. I've also labeled out the boxes here, so this is a left set, and I'm gonna go ahead and just build out the rest, and that's how I do all of them pretty much. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get to work here. All right, guys, so we got our right sets and our left sets ready to go, and it takes a little bit of time coming up with a method that's most efficient. In the beginning, it's really clunky when you have a new idea and you're putting all these products together and you're trying to figure out what tools work best for what. And as you saw, I had to make custom tools here to kind of help with the workflow, and use things like a cookie dough scraper to help with the assembly process. But nonetheless, these are ready for the next stage, which I don't really go into, but this is what we make here in the good old tiny 3D print farm of 5 Bambu Lab A1 3D printers. All right, guys, but that about wraps it up for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, peace, love, and joy.